Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, double honors to your apostles and elders, a great millstone, honors to our brothers who are firmly pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on these severe thunderstorms that brought 70-mile-per-hour plus winds and flash flood emergencies to Iowa. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says severe thunderstorms rolled across the Midwest Friday, bringing rounds of damaging wind gusts, torrential rains, and even a few reported tornadoes. The Fox Forecast Center said the tornado threat was the greatest around the Quad Cities in Iowa, but tornado watches spread even across the Chicagoland region. Spectators scrambled for shelter at the Iowa Speedway in Newton when tornado sirens sounded during practice for the weekend's IndyCar races as a tornado warning was issued for the area. Video from spectators showed ominous skies as an emergency announcement blared over the public address system, warning people to take shelter. Iowa Speedway may not provide adequate protection from extremely high winds, lightning, hail, or tornadoes. There is no basement or approved tornado shelter on property, the announcement said. If no other safe option is available to you as a last resort, the American Red Cross recommends getting into your vehicle, buckling your seatbelt, and keeping your head below the windows. And the rainfall was heavy enough around the Quad Cities for the National Weather Service to issue a flash flood emergency for communities north of the Mississippi River, including Davenport. Fox weather exclusive storm tracker Corey Gherkin took video of street flooding in Davenport, where several vehicles appeared to be stalled due to the high water. Rain gauges showed around 3 inches fell in short order around the area. The thunderstorms also brought along strong wind gusts, reaching 73 miles per hour at Davenport's airport, while another gust was recorded at 85 miles per hour in Cascade, Iowa. Iowa had gusts reaching 65 miles per hour, with multiple reports of trees down there and just across the borders of Illinois and Wisconsin. A strong gust knocked over a semi-truck along Interstate 380 north of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. On Saturday, the threat shifts into the Great Lakes region with a level 2 out of 5 risk in place as a smaller dip in the jet stream pushes east, the Fox Forecast Center notes. A cold front at the surface will slowly push east, with the parent low-pressure system sitting across Canada. Hot temperatures and high humidity will increase instability into the afternoon ahead of this front, allowing for severe storms to develop. Damaging winds and hail will once again be a threat with these storms into the afternoon and evening on Saturday. In addition to the severe weather threat, a mounting flash flood risk will evolve as rounds of storms work in tandem with copious atmospheric moisture to produce high rain rates and thunderstorms forming in this very unstable environment. The greatest risk for flooding is expected in a zone from Iowa and northern Missouri through northern Illinois, where a level 2 out of 4 flood threat exists. So tornadoes, flash floods, lightning, hail. These are what these areas can expect. Isaiah 29:6, Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And when you look up the definition of tempest, it's a violent windy storm, such as hurricanes or tornadoes. And places like Iowa do get hit with tornadoes, just like Texas, Alabama, places in those areas get hit with tornadoes a lot. And just as myself and other brothers have said, seeing as we're in the last days, the number of tornadoes and destructive, deadly storms that are going to be hitting these different regions is going to increase. Isaiah 28:2, behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And that's what we see in certain places. They get hit with hailstorms, powerful, destructive wind gusts, torrential rain, flash floods, lightning storms. The Lord is not messing around, man. And these powerful, destructive storms and tempests are signs of it. Psalms 11:6, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. So when the Lord unleashes these hurricanes and tornadoes, in particular, that's his judgment upon wicked people. All the destruction and death that result from these tornadoes and hurricanes, that's the Lord's judgment. Psalm 7:11, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And that's right. And we see that because every day, people are suffering. People losing their job left and right. People, get shot. People get stabbed. People get into car crashes. People's homes burn down. Tornadoes rip through their neighborhood, or a hurricane or something. All of these heavy judgments are the anger of the Lord being manifested. Psalms 9:16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higgaion Selah. So these storms and tempests are the judgments of the Lord. These destructive, frequent, deadly storms are the Lord's judgment. Psalms 83:14, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And that's what happened out there in Iowa. Those people, they had to run for cover. Those sirens went off. The announcement was made. And those people, they had to run because they were afraid. And that's why all of these people who act like they're so big and bad and, they're so tough, when the Lord unleashes his judgments, it shows just how weak these people really are. Because when the Lord unleashes something like a tornado, all you can do is either stay where you are and get destroyed, or get out of the way. And an example of the pure, you know, ignorance of these people is like out there in Florida, whenever there's going to be like a hurricane, you know, there's a lot of people who, you know, older people in particular who maybe have experienced a couple of hurricanes in their life, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to leave. You know, I've been able to handle hurricanes before. I'll be fine." And then the last hurricane just completely wipes them out. You know, people keep thinking that they can handle what the Lord is sending. And it's like you can only handle it if the Lord, you know, allows you to handle it. If the Lord wants to wipe you out, you're gone. And a lot of people, they still don't understand that. You know, people think, oh, yeah, I could build a shelter or something that's going to protect me. But it's like if the Lord sends like a like level 10 freaking hurricane, that shelter ain't gonna do anything. That's gonna be your tomb. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the place where you get buried. You know, these people, they keep thinking they could play with the Lord, and the Lord, he ain't playing with you. He's gonna continue to show that through his tropical storms, his hurricanes, his tornadoes, his hailstorms, lightning storms, volcano eruptions, wildfires, earthquakes, you know, all of these different powerful, deadly, destructive judgments that he's unleashing. He's going to continue to show these wicked people that they can't, you know, they can't survive what he is going to bring upon them. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash, the water Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are firmly pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Until next time, shalom.